Hi, I'm Lawson. I write on WordPress, Medium, Medium.com, WordPress.com, and I'm primarily now on Substack. I have a, I have a newsletter. I post videos. I have a podcast that's played on Spotify and Apple Podcast. So just Google my name, Lawson Wallace, and look for my picture, and you'll find links to my free content. I worked as a security guard in Florida for like 20 something years. And I didn't want to be a security guard. It was just something that happened and I couldn't get out of for a lot of reasons. And eventually, I had the misfortune of getting promoted to being a site supervisor, what they call a captain. I got like a quarter more an hour, and then I got a lot of headaches and a lot less sleep. And this particular site and this particular company I was working for, there was only one guard per shift. I worked a midnight shift, and there was an older guard had enough sense not to take the captain job. He actually wrote all the schedules for me. He did, he did most of the scheduling. You know, eventually, I didn't even, he didn't even do that. The guard company, once they got settled in, because the guard company where I was the captain for, they took over the site and they hired me as the captain of the site, and kept a few guards and replaced it with some others. Guard companies are always doing that. They're always losing accounts, and it was just a changeover. And so anyway, took the captain's job, and one of the guards they sent me, I needed three full time guards, but I had one guard that was a rover, and she did everything she could to get out of the site. So I was always working overtime. I never could get a lot of sleep. Then I had this one guard, short troll looking guy, unkept, very rarely had a haircut. His dandruff was so bad, it caked up on his jacket and his shirt, and you could see dandruff flakes. And it was so bad that the receptionist that worked for the company during the day, she would take her chair, lock it in an office, so he wouldn't have the chair to sit on because there'd be so much flakes on the chair. In the rug protector, the plastic thing they put on to keep the wheels from tearing up the rug, that'd be just covered in dandruff. He never bathed. He didn't wash his clothes right. I mean, he stank. To put it bluntly. And and that wasn't the worst of it, because all the employees, it was a small company, and I had been there a while. I was friendly with everybody in the building, just about. I'd come to work, I'd be leaving, and then I had all these stories. I mean, just creepy things. Uh, guy was walking by the desk, and this guard was playing with something in the box. Until he saw somebody walking by, he'd hide the box. Well, we had patrols we had to do every couple of hours. He'd go do his patrol. The guy came back to it and see what was in the box. He found the box and looked into it. And what this guard was doing at the guard desk was he go through magazines, cut lingerie ads, cut the women pictures of women out, bikinis, lingerie ads, whatever. It cut them out, glue them to the back of like an index card or cardboard or something. He's making dolls out of these pictures, and he's playing with them. He'd take them out and he'd play with them, do something with them at the guard desk. You know, creepy things. I mean, one of the women that worked there at night changed her schedule just so she wouldn't work. I mean, she'd get off 30 minutes after he came on duty just because she was concerned about being around him. I was not allowed to fire. I was not allowed to fire. So, and 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 I got sent to other sites after that. The company lost the account. That company lost the account because that company went bankrupt, and closed down that particular building. No, 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 that's not right. They got bought by another company, and that other company closed them down. Took the staff and the departments they needed and just closed down the rest. So I was out of a job. Had to go to another site, and I swore up and down that I'd never be a supervisor again. Then I went to another site after that, and a guy I trained, a supervisor position came open, and a guy I trained, I had to work my way up to lieutenant, and a guy I trained, they promoted him to captain when that job became available. A few months later, he had a nervous breakdown and had to go to the hospital because I told them that if I even thought before that happened, I said if I even suspect you're bringing Captain Bars to me, I walk out. I quit. So, so making dolls at a guard desk in a company uniform on the clock, and I could not fire him. You know, I don't miss working. I miss having money. I miss forming relationships with coworkers. But I don't. There's a lot. I'm glad I'm building the business online. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my newsletter. Um, check out my podcast and my videos. And I'll talk to you next time.